Today's High Performance Podcast is brought to you by Josh Phegan Digital. It's where you'll find our incredible short courses. In under 60 minutes, you'll grow all the key skills, covering specific areas like how to hire an assistant, grow a team, to list better properties, to grow better fees, and to master your pipeline. Welcome to High Performance Podcast featuring Josh Phegan and Alexander Phillips. Well, Alexander, as we go to start every year, the big conversation for a lot of agents is how do they get back to momentum? You've just completed the first round of Open for Inspections. How to go on that first Saturday? What's the momentum like that in the market?
Yeah, thanks, Josh. We launched as a team 13 properties, new ones to the market. We had some left over from last year, so we had 18 open homes and met 231 buyers. The great thing out of that is how many new people we've met that no other agent has actually touched yet, and the listing opportunities we found, like without even doing the callbacks yet, there's like 4 good listings there that we'll be honing in on this week. That momentum, that will continually now build for the rest of the year. Basically, we're launching another, I think, 8 or 9 next week, and then we'll just see what happens after that with our new listings as they come in. But unfortunately, momentum doesn't happen the day you get back to the office. It happened 3 months ago. Mm-hmm. So that work that we put into, like a lot of the listings we're launching, say one next week, I've been working on for a year. It was meant to start at the beginning of last year. We pushed it back. A number of properties that are starting now. Like there's a property next week on Bronte Road that I sold to them 10 years ago. I've just been keeping in touch with them. So that's momentum of hard work in the background to make sure that you're the agent of choice, but also you've built up a pipeline. So we do things in chunks. The chunks start 6-12 months ago. The problem is I see so many agents with those like ebbs and flows up and down of not having any consistency. That's because they list a lot, sell a lot, but they haven't done all the other like little 1%ers that you need to do out of each listing to actually get them sold. And that's probably changing your mindset about having a full year approach, but making sure that year, it's like probably, cooking a steak for dinner, like the preparation started when you
well before it hits the grill.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't know if that's a good analogy or not. But
the great example of that is that like this week I actually had some contact from your agency in that, Gavin in your team was ringing me because I went through another property that you had in Paddington that you'd sold last year, and he wanted to see whether or not I had interest in a new one that was coming up that could be a suitable requirement. And I was thinking, geez, I walked through that property maybe 8 or 9 months ago, and the interesting conversation is that you're doing really good quality buyer work already to get buyers from previous campaigns up to a year ago to see whether or not you can get them on new campaigns today. So you're not just resting and hoping that the marketing's going to work.
No, exactly. So that was a property we launched in Paddington, and we went back to go, okay, what have we sold in Paddington over the last 18 months? Let's target those properties in that 8 to 10 range, and that's how you would have come across, being the contact of us. So it's that's also been smart on, digging and searching for buyers and, using a database, which is, why do vendors, use an agent? It's obviously, a negotiation skills, but having more buyers there than anyone else can offer. So, I'm glad you sort of felt that because it obviously, it works.
Well, I could actually see it. And the big thing is that, like, I'm seeing a lot of agents, finding it hard to snap back into routine. It's still a little bit holiday-itis. The weather's a bit patchy all over the place. Sometimes it's raining and storms. Other times it's beautiful and hot. And it's like, you've got to get back up off the couch now. You can't have a couple of those lazy days you might have had between Christmas and New Year. You are back into routine now, and the market's come back quite early, right?
Yeah, we found like this week, it's I trained every day, but didn't have my personal trainer booked in because I didn't want to get up at 4 o'clock.
Yes.
I started at 6. I'm slowly getting earlier, but I suppose as also you get older, you sort of shift a little bit. Like you don't go straight back into it like 10 years ago. I used to just go bang, I'm back in, get off a plane at 6 in the morning. I'm in the office at 7. You can be a little bit smarter about getting the routine because once you're in a routine, you're in it until you go on the next break. And that's how you can get a bit of a burnout. So it's about being smart with that, but you need that routine because if we're in a routine already and we're competing against all these other agents, which is miles ahead.
And that's the most important part, is about getting back into that routine, getting the calls up, getting the appointments right. And it's like, as soon as you get that first listing, signed for this year, as soon as you get that first run of Open for Inspections, as soon as you get that first sale, you are off and running. You've got to hit your 200 plus this year.
Yep.
So mate, like literally it's okay, 1 down, another 199 to go, and get competitive again about making sure you go to hit those numbers.